Hey, welcome back to the channel. It has been a while, but I'm ready to talk about only good comics. Let's get to it. This time, we're going to be talking about Big Game #1 from Image Comics. This is by Martin Millar, Pepe Larraz, colors by Giovanna, Niro, and letters by Clem Robbins. This is the big crossover that involves a bunch of Millarworld titles, and I've been excited about this one since it was announced, since Nemesis Reloaded came out, and Millar started building up this universe once again. And this is the unofficial or official or somewhat sequel to Wanted 20 years later. So that's really cool. It involves so many properties. We'll get to that in just a minute, but just some really cool art in here before we get into the actual talking about the book and all this entails and what's going on with this. If you've not been reading any of the recent Millarworld books, I don't think you'll be totally lost. They kind of reintroduce some of the characters, like there's Prodigy throughout this. If you have more knowledge about some of these characters, you'll be much more familiar with what's going on. There's some of the ambassadors, but if you don't, I think they're going to fill in enough gaps. But definitely longtime readers of Martin Millar's stuff, especially the ones that have been made into movies and the like, will add to your experience, to your overall experience. So this is a really cool book, first issue out now, and it involves so many Millarworld properties, the likes of Nemesis Reloaded, Starlight, Wanted, and Kingsman. Sorry. These are out of order for some reason, and I'm just trying to do it right. Sorry about that. The ambassadors, as I mentioned before, and Nightclub, and so many others that just keep adding and adding and adding all these characters from the Millarworld universe that have made this a robust story. And we'll see what all characters pop up throughout this. In this issue, we of course got Nemesis and the characters from Wanted, as you can see on the cover there. I already showed you Prodigy and some of the ambassadors, and Kick-Ass, and there's Starlight is in this issue as well. They kind of reference Nightclub. I think there might have even been a little panel that they were in this issue. So much going on. So basically, if you don't know, in Wanted, it was about these super crooks, and they had eliminated all the heroes, and they had done this mind wipe across everyone, and nobody remembers that superheroes ever existed. Everybody thinks it's just movies and toys, just like in our real world. But now, with the resurgence of superheroes, with ambassadors, with Jupiter's Legacy, with the Magic Order, and with Nightclub popping up and everything, the crew from Wanted, they're not feeling this, and they wanted things to go back to the way they were, where the criminals ran the world. And in Nemesis Reloaded, it is kind of a retelling of the origin of Nemesis, and kind of reintroducing him into the current world, where he has taken over a city, and he's gotten rid of all law enforcement, all government officials. He's turned the public on the cops, and he is basically your anti-Batman. He's done all the training. He has all the skills. He is Batman, but he's evil, and he's bent on murder and revenge and that kind of thing. So the people from Wanted approach Nemesis to get his help to get all the criminals back together again, to take out all the heroes one more time. And that's how we kick this off, and we are introduced to another character that I'm sure we'll get to know more as the story progresses by the end of this issue, but I don't want to spoil that. But this was just a fantastic start to this event. It's really cool because Mark Millar has slowly and gradually built a, a, a big collective of titles that seemingly, at least most of them, have little to no connection between each other. There's covered all different kinds of genres. You've got Kingsman, which was made into a couple of feature films. You've got Kick-Ass, which is this kid that had no powers, he just couldn't get hurt, um, and became a superhero, but he was the only one. He was the first. You've got Jupiter's Legacy, that was his own thing. The Magic Order is like this magic side of everything, and you don't really realize that they're connected until things start to unfold with this. And when this announcement came that they were going to do this big crossover, it was just really cool. It was like, what? All these titles are going to be connected in some way? And thinking back of all these books that have been at different publishers, some at Image, some directly through Millarworld, some through Marvel. It's amazing that you're going to tie in all of these properties together and form some kind of cohesive world where this all makes sense together. And it's going to be interesting to see like characters from Wanted interact with like Nightclub and Ambassadors and Magic Order and so on and so forth. It's just really neat, and it's a shared universe that you don't expect. It's much like the overall Image universe, where some of these characters exist within the same universe. They don't really interact all that much, but when they do, it's a big deal. And that's exactly what Mark Millar has done here. He's basically done his own Civil War, which we know Mark Millar has a history with Civil War at Marvel. So I don't know. This has got me excited. I haven't read all of his books, but I've read a good amount of them, and I really loved Starlight. I liked Kick-Ass. I liked bits and pieces of Jupiter's Legacy. I've really been enjoying Nemesis Reloaded Nightclub. So we're getting a lot of that. I haven't really read Kingsman or was it King of Spies or Prodigy, but it's going to be really cool and really fun to go on this journey and see how this story plays out and what exactly the outcome is. Will all the heroes be dead and gone at the end of this, or is it going to be a different outcome this time? And what implications does that have for these properties going forward? It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I'm excited about this. This was a really good issue. I highly recommend, if you're a Mark Millar fan, if you're a fan of any of these books that I have mentioned in this video, I definitely recommend going out and checking this out, because this crossover is going to be huge for Millarworld and for fans of all of these books. So I thought it was a great issue, and like I said, gorgeous art. It's just, it's cool. This is the kind of stuff, like, as a creator, that I want to do eventually with some of my books, right? I think we've all dreamed of having that shared universe. All of us, that create our own comics and everything, I think we've always dreamt of having that shared universe and having a bunch of characters that you've created interact and kind of have this big major event crossover. So it's cool to see someone do that outside of the big two, and insular titles, their own titles that they've joined together in some way. And it shows like the overall plans that have been in the works for years and years and years, behind the scenes, that have finally come to fruition. And it's just a really cool thing, and I'm excited about it. And again, I can't recommend it enough. So go check out Big Game #1 from Image Comics. And if you like it, let me know. Let me know what you thought of it. Let me know if it's your kind of read, what you think is going to happen with these books going forward, and all that. So before I do get out of here, just a quick update. I haven't posted a video in probably months at this point, and I'm hoping to get back to a regular schedule. A lot of stuff, a lot of life stuff happened. Don't want to take a whole lot of time. Maybe I'll do a separate video on this, but just wanted to let you know I moved into a new house. I know it kind of looks like the same backdrop so far because I haven't hung a lot of pictures or anything, but I am in a completely different house, different room and everything. which I'll show off at some point. But that's part of the reason why videos didn't come. Comic Book Weekly is on hiatus, so I thought this would be a good opportunity to start these videos back. And so I'm going to be doing some books that I've read recently, some books that I'm going to be reading soon. So coming up, we'll have Void Rivals. I'll be doing a video on that. I might do one on Ultimate Invasion, Miles Morales Spider-Man #1, because I think this volume of the book is the best one in years. So those are just a few of the ones that I'm considering talking about in future videos. And I've got some other books that I haven't read yet. You can kind of see a stack behind me. These are the recent books from the past couple weeks. So bear with me as I get back in the swing of things, and hopefully I'll be consistent going forward from this point. So thank you for sticking with me and watching these videos and subscribing to the channel and all that stuff. I really appreciate it. And yeah, hopefully I'll talk to you soon. So take care and come back to enjoy more content with me as we talk about only good comics. I got to get back in the swing of this.